Hey my friends, I hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic. Today we're going to be diving into my desk setup, and it has changed quite a lot, but when it comes to just the basic layout, it usually stays very similar. But now, instead of my 3 screens where I've got 2 landscape and 1 vertical, I've now got 3 landscape setups, and I've also got this nice sit stand desk, which has been I don't want to say game changer, but it's been incredible. Not just for the fact that you're able to stand up and do some editing, or just, release the tension from your back and shoulders, because we're always doing these ones. I'm always like leaning back into a weird position. But I guess it's more so the ability just to raise the desk by a couple of inches if you really want to, because this seat has a certain height where these arms can't really fit under the desk if it's fully up, and I like to have it fully up so there's more compression on those springs, and it wouldn't fit under my normal desk, whereas this one, just raise it up a couple of inches, fits directly under there. And I just love the versatility of having something that I'm able to change the height of if I really want to. And I mean, like, if I don't want my daughter to be playing around with the desk, then I just raise it up a little bit and she can't even reach it because she's only 4. So, but hey, it's always good that it's there. Now, when it comes to this one, this is by Omnidesk, and they did send it to me, thankfully, and thank you Omnidesk for sending me this one. But I also got the desk riser. Now, I always use desk risers just to make sure that my monitor is high enough off the desk. But not just that, is that I can store things underneath, I can put things on top as well, and you'll notice on the right hand side is where I have like my books, my pens, and then I have like SSDs just sitting on top as well. But a desk riser just looks nice in my opinion. I absolutely love them, and I prefer them over just having a really large clean desk. Now, when it came to assembling this Omnidesk, it was relatively easy. Sure, it did take like maybe an hour to fully put it together. I mean, it took about an hour, but that actually wasn't so bad. The next part...
I'm sorry.
Okay. Go away, Siri. This, obviously the next part's a little bit hard, because this is where I need to set up my PC to how I really want it ergonomically to fit within my workflow. So let's get this part done and dusted. But I do have to mention, if you do get this long desk, I think I got a 1.8 meter desk, which I preferred to have the long one. It is actually quite heavy because it's solid wood. It's incredible, this build on this wood, and I absolutely love it. And I actually went for the Wallnut version, and I think there's about 8 different versions of these desks that you can get, which do actually come in different sizes. But like I said, I went for that sort of 180 centimeters, 1.8 meters, which I prefer a longer desk. Now, I ended up going the cable management system from Omnidesk as well, and obviously at the back it's really thick, and this is what I love, because some of the ones that I purchased in the past, they're just not wide enough, and for the price it's absolutely worth it, because I hate when cords are just dangling around absolutely everywhere. It does my head in. But if you want that sort of clean look, then the cable management is definitely the way to go. Now, if you don't actually have any sort of cable management system, in the middle of where the bar is, it kind of has like a cable management system there. So if you do have a very easy, not complex computer setup, then you can actually hide your cables right there. And then right at the back of the table, it's got this sort of pass-through hole that you can pass all your cables through for your monitors and speakers. And then there's this little wooden plate that you put back over the hole, and there's a gap there at the back that sort of, allows for the cables to go through. So it does make it super handy that it sort of is there. But also with that is that, when you have monitors that attach directly onto the desk itself, like a clamp, you can actually utilize that little sort of hole there for those kind of clamps, which is really good, because prior to having a desk stand that I've got right here, I actually had to use a clamp there. But because I've got this riser, it doesn't really sort of make sense to have that. It's just in terms of my workflow, this is how it sort of works. With this version as well, it is Bluetooth, so you can actually download an app and control it via Bluetooth. But yeah, it's like I said, doesn't suit my workflow. Literally just press up and down. That's perfectly fine for me. Now, just a couple of last interesting features on this thing. It does have 4 programmable buttons, which pretty much I only use 1 and 2. So essentially all you need to do is press that button, literally click 1, and then that literally just locks in the current height that it's at. You can move it to a second height, which is my standing height. I literally press that option button again and then press 2. And that locks in my second height. So I have my stand height and I have my sitting height, and that's pretty much all I need. But there is one major thing that I do feel like is really good, and that's you can set the minimum height and the maximum height. So if your chords are set up to a certain height, you want to be able to set this up to a maximum height so it doesn't literally go too high and rip out all your chords. So once you set all that, you're all sweet. There are some pretty cool features in here, like a timer where it literally vibrates and tells you to stand up, which I don't use. I pretty much just try and get up. But I mean, my Apple Watch does that all the time, and it's actually quite annoying. I don't want to stand. If I want to stand up, I'll stand up. Don't tell me when I need to stand up, but that's one thing I've been trying to do more often is stand up, and that's the whole point of getting a sit-stand desk. Now, I've got a 12 terabyte hard drive on top of my desk, and when it comes to like having a NAS system, that's just one thing I haven't actually invested in. I've just got a whole bunch of HDD drives sitting everywhere, which is not great. But the last few months I've been using these ones. This is Crucial. This is the new X9 Pro. So these things are incredible, and that is the sponsor of this video today. But Crucial sent me a couple of these, and I've been using them ever since. And this is really good because of the size as well. Like, I mean, look at the differences between this HDD drive and the SSD. I mean, SSDs, I always recommend to everyone because when it comes to traveling, you don't want like a spinning disk inside your HDD to completely fail, and then all your jobs are gone. And that would be so stressful. Touch wood, that hasn't happened to me before. But that's why I always travel with SSDs. So you can actually edit directly off this as well if you do plug it into the 3.2 Gen 2 USB-C port. It is definitely fast enough. You can get write speeds and read speeds of 1050 megabytes per second. But they do have the X10 Pro, which can give you read speeds of up to 2100 megabytes per second and write speeds of up to about 2000 megabytes per second as well. So that's insanely fast, twice as fast as this thing. Now, one of the great things about the Crucial X9 Pro is that it is IP55 water and dust resistant, which is incredible, especially if you are traveling like me as a content creator. Having something that's very durable is really, really assuring that you're going to be protected by, not losing your files when you're traveling. But obviously at home as well, you don't really want to be dropping your HDD drives and they just completely break on you. That would be so stressful. I don't want to have to even think about that. But it's also drop shock and vibration proof as well, which is really cool. You can pretty much drop this from, I think it's like up to 7.5 feet, which is, you don't really want to be throwing this around anyway, any of your hard drives, but hey, if you do end up dropping it out of your pocket, you're pretty much safe. Now, I guess one of the key benefits of having a drive this small is that obviously you can put it into any bag, into pocket. You've got this lanyard little hole that you can put it into your keys if you really wanted to, but you can just have a whole bunch of these and they're not just take up space, especially if you do like to travel for work quite a lot, or if you just want to take some files and go to the park and start editing and doing some work at the park. These are so low profile and it just makes it so much easier. And I mean, who likes to save space? I certainly do. If you do want to check out this Crucial X9 Pro, the link will be in the description below. But thank you to Crucial for sponsoring this video. But let's get back into the rest of this video. Okay, so when it comes to my speakers, I've just upgraded my speakers mainly for the fact that I kind of just wanted black speakers just to make sure that they don't stand out too much. But I went for the Pioneer DM40BT 4-inch active studio monitors, and they are Bluetooth as well, so you can actually connect your phone directly to these, or you can connect them obviously hardwired directly into your computer, which is how I've got them set up. But I just really like the look of them. They sound really nice, and I mean, I'm only just monitoring the audio. If I do want to plug headphones directly into there, I can plug the headphones. And good thing is that your audio jack is on the front
of the speakers, so I don't have to reach around the back and try and find where it is. It's literally on the front there, and I just sort of plug directly into there with some headphones, and then I can get some minor adjustments when it comes to, you know, editing my timeline. Now, one of the previous setups I pretty much just had 2 Lenovo monitors, but now because I have the new PC and I've got the Asus ProArt monitor on the right hand side, so that one has much better colors, and that's where I have majority of my timeline, or my footage at least. My timeline's in the middle, and then pretty much my projects and emails is on the left hand side. So that's kind of how I spread out my whole workflow. Now, when it comes to my PC setup, I've got a pretty insane little setup, and it was built for me by Aftershock PC. I did a collaboration with them maybe about a year ago now, I think, and it was a collaboration with them and Asus, and that's why I've got the Asus monitor, but this one's got the ProArt motherboard chip in there, and this thing is just incredible. And like, you know, 6 to 12 months later, this thing has been incredible for my workflow because it's extremely fast in comparison to my last computer, but it just does everything I need. Now, when it comes to my keyboards and mouse, I've gone for the Logitech keyboard. Now, this one is the newest one, and I love it. It's so low key. This one is the MX Keys S. I had the clicky ones beforehand when it came to the mechanical keys. I love them, but this one is more of a slimmer line. You just get used to it after a certain point and you start to love it. And this is the MX Master 3S. This thing, ergonomically, it fits in my hand absolutely perfect. Like, I cannot rave on about this enough. This is, I know a lot of you guys actually have this mouse. Logitech have just done an incredible job when it comes to making good mouses. I don't know. They've done a great job making these things. Okay, now when it comes to this desk arm, I always leave this desk arm on here. It's just the Rode PSA sort of boom arm, and it just screws directly onto the table. And I've got the Shure SM7B here is what you're actually hearing, plugged directly into my Zoom F3. So this is always set up, and I just sort of move it out of the way. But because I actually record so many videos when it comes to YouTube, Instagram, and obviously for other companies as well, I need this setup to always be here. I can't literally pack it away. So it's just so handy that I can just put it to the side and bring it out to a certain length, and you know, it's in my usual setup. So overall, that's my desk setup, and I hope you enjoyed this video. The links will be in the description below if you do want to check anything of these out. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, let's get it.